So I made a video a while back about how I remembered events that led up to the launch of BlazBlue Cross-Tag Battle. So I was like, you know what, let me do one for Central Fiction, because like trying to go back and to remember the launch dates of like Continuum Shift and Calamity Trigger is not happening. I cannot remember, but Central Fiction is at least fresh enough in my mind to remember. So in order to even talk about Central Fiction, I have to go all the way back to BlazBlue Chrome Phantasma Extend, or in this case, BlazBlue Chrome Phantasma 2.0. So it was October 9th, 2014, when the arcade launch of BlazBlue Chrome Phantasma 2.0 came out. Celica was introduced to the cast, well, not really introduced, more like playable, my bad. And Lambda was playable again, separate from new this time, which, honestly, 2.0's launch wasn't really anything I thought spectacular. I was just mostly waiting for the console launch, because, like, oh man, I kind of hope, like, when I think about it in hindsight, 2.0's launch was kind of weak when I think about it, because all you really introduced was Celica in this case, and, you know, balance changes, and et cetera, obviously. And Lambda came back, which was great, even though she was just, you know, playing like new again. But hey, it was at least nice to have Lambda back. But anyway, so moving on from that, it was April 23rd, 2015, when the Japanese launch of the console version of BlazBlue Chrome Phantasma, now being called Chrome Phantasma Extend, was launched for PS3, PS4, and Xbox One. And so I was sitting there, I was like, damn it, when is this game going to come in North America? And I kept sitting there waiting. I was like, man, it's going to take forever to come back. But it didn't take that long. It took till June. June was about, it wasn't that long. It felt longer because I really wanted the game to come out. But anyway, June 30th, 2015 was the North American launch for BlazBlue Chrome Phantasma Extend. It came out in PS4, PS3, PS4, and Xbox One. First of all, an Xbox One version threw me off. I was like, oh my god, they actually poured it there. I heard they couldn't do it for Chrome Phantasma because like the Xbox 360 discs weren't like, they didn't have enough space or something like that. So that's why Chrome Phantasma, like base Chrome Phantasma, didn't release on Xbox 360. But it was nice to see it on Xbox One. I mean, that was the last game and only BlazBlue game released for Xbox One. But anyway, I like Chrome Phantasma Extend. A lot of content, a lot of characters, great shit. But anyway, moving on from that. So, you get the game. I got the game like 2 days after launch in North America. So that was like, I don't think it was 2 days. I think it was like around July 2nd? Yeah, let's say July 2nd. I can't remember exactly when, because that was the day I bought that game, and then I bought that game, and then I bought Final Fantasy X and X 2 HD Remaster that day for PS3. That I remember that much. I bought those two games together. So I don't know if I broke release. I don't know if I broke street release. I don't know if it was after or I broke street. No, yeah, it was after. It was after. Anyway, so literally on July 12th, 2015, then the first launch trailer for BlazBlue Central Fiction came out. So I had I had basically Chrome Phantasma Extend for 10 days until Central Fiction was announced. And I was sitting there like, are you kidding me? What kind of shit? two weeks. I was like, oh man, I'm joining this game, yada yada, playing this, and boom! 2 weeks later, almost, well, not really 2 weeks, a week and a half. A week and a half later, BlazBlue Central Fiction was announced. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? Why now, dude? I just got this game. But anyway, yeah, Central Fiction was announced. It announced all the characters. And honestly, I want to talk about the characters for a little bit, just so I can get to, you know, more about the game itself. So, like, you get the characters released at that time. It was Naoto, Hibiki, and 9. She wasn't released exactly there, but, you know, they announced Naoto and Hibiki first and then 9, so she was playable when Act 1 came out. And then Izanami was in Act 2. So Naoto and Hibiki were characters I was not expecting to be playable at all. Like, Hibiki, maybe. I didn't know about the leaks back then, where he was originally supposed to be playable for Chrome Phantasma, even had his own stage. So I didn't know all about that. But it was nice to see Hibiki playable, because I was like, oh, that's a really, you know, underused choice. I'm surprised. They showed him off in Chrome Phantasma. They didn't show him much, but the fact that he became playable in the first place was really cool. Naruto was really unexpected, because I wasn't expecting them to bring any characters from any side material. But considering that Celica was introduced for BlazBlue Chrome Phantasma 2.0, I was figuring, okay, I guess everybody's up for grabs now. You know, Mai's up for grabs, Naoto's up for grabs, S is up for grabs, everyone's up for grabs. God damn, I just realized how many freaking side media BlazBlue has. Anyway, so Naoto and Hibiki released. 9 was also made playable in Act 1, which is really cool. Like, the one thing that was really hard for me to hold back for was to try and figure out musical themes, because holy shit, Like no one knew themes back then, but the fact that they were able to leak Hibiki's theme, Naoto's theme, and Nine's theme online like shortly after Act 1, I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear this. So that was all, it was November 19th, 2015 when the actual Act 1 launch, the arcade launch of BlazBlue Central Fisher came out. And I was like, oh man, this is so sick, dude. I wish I could make it here, to see more stuff. People started leaking arcade endings and stuff on Dust Loop and everything. That was back then when I was actually on Dust Loop and actually took, Dust Loop. I think somebody leaked some stuff to Event Hubs, but I might be wrong. It's been a while. But I remember Dust Loop was like the hub of everything where everybody started leaking shit. Twitter leaks too. So it was crazy. I didn't have a Twitter account back then. I usually just get to Twitter and just, see some memes and shit. So that was that. And so Act 2 came out of Central Fish, and I was like, no, I gotta make it up here. So using all my hard-earned money, I was able to afford a flight all the way out to Japan in order to actually see Act 2, hang out with some friends back then. So that was nice to do. Like, I didn't know how to work anything because everything's in Japanese and no one would really give me any instructions. And I've been to arcades before, but not in another country. This is my first time. This is like my second trip to Japan because I went to Naruto the Last Movie's launch, so there's that. Love that movie, but yeah, that's the only other time I'll ever go. I haven't been back since, but holy crap, that's the only other time I've been twice. And Central Fiction took me like all my money. But anyway, I mostly didn't play all that much. I really just wanted to take screenshots and leak them back to Dust Loop. I really didn't leak them on Dust Loop. I leaked a couple. I was able to take pictures of because everybody else was playing ahead of me. And then I was able to, what was it? I was able to leave something to Twitter, but that was back then. I really wasn't a social media guy, so I was kind of like, I'm not gonna bother. But I kept them. I don't know if I still have them though. Like I think they're still on Twitter if I look hard enough. But that's gonna be a hell and a half. That was like what 5 years? Not 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So holy shit. So I had to go back. Couldn't afford to stay there much longer. I was like, back then, like 2015 was back when I was like 5 years ago. I was 19 then. I was still like, yeah, I think I just graduated high school. So, I just graduated high school. So I actually had money for once in my life. And, I was like, you know what? I'm taking advantage to go to Japan, enjoy some Central Fiction. So, I came home. And then I was like waiting longer. I was like, man, dude, I can't help this. I want to know. And then Act 3 came out. And it was like the sickest shit because like, how Act 1 and 2 followed certain things like, oh yeah, Act 1, the Phantom Labyrinth Revolving 9. Act 2 was the Nightmare Memory, which was Izanami. And then Act 3 was the Replacement Blue, which was Ragna. I was like, oh shit, what's going to happen to Ragna? He's going to become a boss or something? And he kind of did. There was like the Unlimited Forms, which I'm gonna get into all that crazy shit later, but like, yeah, I was like, oh man, this Act 3 about Ragna is sick as shit. And everyone was losing their absolute minds at like the arcade endings and stuff people were leaking and everything. And I saw like freaking S of all people I saw, and I was like, what? No. Like I remember like seeing that. No, it was I think it was Naoto's Act 2 arcade. And then like freaking he started talking about like a female Hakame. He's talking about Hazuma in his world. Like freaking S was there. I was like, what? No. What's happening? Everyone was losing their shit. Everybody thought that Noelle was Amaterasu. Like everyone was just losing their goddamn minds, and it was the funnest shit ever, man. The funnest shit ever. I love that crap, man. Oh my god. Like it's funny how we got like confirmation for certain these things now and how they were back then. Hell, Raquel Alucard made a cameo through Rachel, which oh my god. Like, Ragna fighting S was like, oh, ugh. Dude, it was sick. I mean, granted, okay, well, to be fair, the Ragna fighting S1 wasn't until, like, she was released as DLC. But the fact that, it was there in the first place. But anyway, so, moving on from all that, then the game, then rumors start to spread. The game was getting closer and closer to its Japanese launch date. And then rumors started to spread around about that, how the game now wasn't going to get dubbed. And I was like, no way, this game definitely won't get dubbed. Why would they not dub the first 3 games of BlazBlue and quit right here? But then I remembered Guilty Gear. And later that year, like Revelator was released in 2016, I think. And it was like later that year that Revelator came out. I can't remember if it was later or after. Because like no, it was late. It was before because it was before because Central Fiction launched in October 2016, and Revelator released like way earlier than that. So yeah, Revelator released, and it didn't get dubbed, and I was confused. I was like, well, why would you guys not dub it? I mean, you guys had the dub for freaking ARCSYS. You had the dub for Overture. What happened? You know, why would you dub ARCSYS but not Revelator? And then I was like, oh shit, ARCSYS, no. And then they talking about how they wanted to release the game earlier. Then it was revealed that the game was going to get an Evo, and I was like, no, don't say this. Like, everyone was pissed. Everyone was losing their goddamn minds. Sub lovers versus dub lovers started to argue with each other. A GoFundMe page was announced. Voice actors were saddened. Like, Patrick Seitz made this sad speech, and I was about to break down crying. I was like, no, don't do this, dude. Don't. ARCSYS, why? Why not dub the last game, dude? Really? Guilty Gear, I can kind of understand not dubbing. Fair, but like, god damn it, why would you stop here? Really? So that would technically mean that Chrono Phantasm extends the last mainline BlazBlue game that was ever dubbed, which that was so heartbreaking to hear. That was so heartbreaking to hear, because that means you would have never got dubbed voices for Naruto, Hibiki. Well, technically, you would have had one for Hibiki because he was dubbed in Chrono Phantasm. My bad. Well, you never had him dubbed in battle. At least you would have never had Nine and Izanami dubbed in battle because they had English voices in Chrono Phantasm. So yeah, that would have sucked so hard. And I was sitting there and I was like, you can't believe, like, I made so many posts and just flipping my shit, dude. ARCSYS was just like on my shit list for like that entire time until the game came to launch day. Everybody was like sad though. It was like really sad. Like, it was really lame. I was like, why would you not dub the game? Why would you do this, ARCSYS? Why would you not? Why? And it was like they're trying to rush it. Like, well, we're trying to get it out closer to our Japanese launch date, and so for that, we're not going to dub it. And I was like, are you shitting me, man? Like, I get dubbing is a long process, but why would you not do it? Like, it's funny, even later in 2018, they wanted to, like, oh, it would cost this much to dub the game. I was like, man, nobody gives a shit. Now you're just rubbing salt in the wounds. Shut up. Like, ARCSYS wanted to come out years later and say that shit. It's like, oh, it would have cost this much to dub it. Just shut up. Shut up. They wanted to come out way later and say that shit. It's like, oh, we didn't dub Central Fiction because, no, you didn't dub Central Fiction because it was too close to Evo. Shut up. Anyway, but yeah. But anyway, you know, people made a GoFundMe, man, and like, I knew the GoFundMe wasn't going to work. Hell, ARCSYS themselves said, like, I remember there was a Twitter post they made, and they said, like, oh, well, you know, this, if you guys speak up loud enough, you know, with petition, they didn't say exactly if they were going to do it if somebody spoke loud enough, but obviously it didn't happen. So yeah, GoFundMe was a waste. I mean, it was a waste. Everybody was signing. Hell, they even informed the voice actors, which was really a dick move on their part. Like, Patrick Seitz only knew Christina V. I forgot who else. I think, who else knew? I remember they were the more vocal ones. I think, I want to say Cindy Robinson knew, but I can't remember exactly. But even the voice actors weren't informed. And I was like, damn, that sucks. I mean, I understand, you know, they're not guaranteed to be told that something will get a dub or not. I'm just saying it was sad in the first place to go through this sort of thing. And honestly, it sucked. It really did suck. But anyway, yeah, that was a depressing time. And like, I was already hyped for Central Fiction's launch, and the fact that the dub didn't get in was like an immediate hype killer. I still wanted the game to come out, and I still bought it days before launch because my it broke street date by 3 days. And when the game launched, I think that S was free DLC for the first 2 weeks. So that means I was able to get S like early. But anyway, yeah, the whole dub thing was a hype killer. But yeah, I'm not gonna. That whole dub thing was a hype killer. I cannot believe. But it was like August 3rd when the rumors came around. And then like the game released like ARCSYS never directly said the game wasn't going to get English voice acting. They just never. I don't remember if they ever said anything about it, actually. I remember, like, I remember people, like, throwing out rumors that it wouldn't happen, and then the game actually launched and said no, and then it was, like, no dubbing, and I was like, are you shitting me right now? And I was like, oh, man, that would have sucked. Like, cause it happened, like, earlier before the game launched. Like, you know, the game was confirmed it had no English dub voice acting, but I don't think ARCSYS themselves were the ones that directly said so. I don't think they would. They never would have said that. They actually... The reason that Cross That Battle is a dub, and he says, oh, it's apology for not dubbing Central Fiction. Also, we want to get out to a more Western audience. Whatever, man. Whatever. So anyway, the game came out like 3 days before launch, and I bought it. Obviously, I didn't have as much fun as I thought I would. Don't get me wrong, I still like playing it. Going to the story mode was a slog. Let me tell you, like without the English voice, I'm just gonna be a dead horse here, but like what I said before, but like without the English voices, the game just loses a lot of charm regardless of story. It loses a lot of charm, and I think that Central Fiction, for me personally, has the most boring story mode. Just solely on the fact that the English voices are gone. The story mode is also much longer than the other games, so you know, gag reels weren't fun anymore. Story mode wasn't fun anymore. Going to arcade, all 3 acts of arcade was painful. But yeah, moving on. But going back a little bit, like honestly, there wasn't much to even talk about as of Central Fiction heading up to launch. It was mostly about the dub controversy and the shit being released for it. Then we got whatever happened to Central Fiction mostly was what happened after the game came out, which was like, okay, Susanoo, right? Before the game came out in Japanese arcades, Japanese launch. No. The game broke release date for Japanese launch. It's someone like freaking guy early, and then they leaked Susanoo, right? And I was sitting there like, what is this? Like they had like a screenshot of Susanoo and S fighting at the Forbidden Gate. And I was looking and saying, what the hell? I was like, what the hell is S fighting? What is that? I looked closer and it's like I was like, looking at it, it's like, is that Susanoo? Like is that like the Susanoo unit? What is that? And then someone leaked this. Oh, this is the Susanoo unit. He has his own Act 3 mode. He's the final boss. You can unlock him after you beat the game. And like I was like, what? So like, is it like the true form of Susanoo or what? Then I remember like Terami's Astral Heat, where he turned like to this green figure looking like Susanoo and shit like that. And he did mention in Chrono Phantasma that, like, you know, the original body for the Susanoo unit was his. And I was like, what? No way. You can actually play a Susanoo? That's freaking sick. It didn't, like his thing got leaked too. And everyone's like, oh my god, it's the edgiest shit ever. Like it was like a 20-second clip of, like, just background noise. But all you can hear is, like, You can just hear this thing go off in the background for like 20 seconds. I'm like, is this? I was like, does Susanoo's theme have vocals? It's like, I was hearing that shit and I was like, what is that? You just hear you just hear Junya Motomura in the background. I was like, what is that? What is that noise? Oh man, but you know, he had a stage come out. I was like, oh, it's sick. The stage looked cool. Yada yada, but all that. So like, Central Fiction launched. Central Fiction launched, and I learned you can unlock Susanoo after you beat the story mode, which I was glad for. It's also DLC for like $2, but I am not paying $2 for Susanoo. If he's free and I can get him for free, yeah, I'm gonna get him for free. Shit. But yeah, I went to the Central Fiction story mode, and I was like, oh my god, I want to get this over with. I'm bored out of my mind right now. Not like I hate the story mode, and I'm going to appreciate it somewhat. But goddamn, dude, without those voices, man, I just did not care at all. I kind of still don't care, but hell, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. But anyway, so after all that, you unlock Susanoo, and then, like, you know, S was free for the first 2 weeks, so I was like, oh shit, I'm copping that, man. I'm copping S right now. So I got S, played her for a little bit. I was like, man, it's so unreal to see S and Naruto in the same under the same umbrella. So like, the game continued onwards. It went through Evo. People were so salty about the dub. It was like, no dub, no buy shit. I wasn't gonna say that. I mean, I was pissed about the no dub thing, but I was not gonna not buy the game. I mean, shit. I've already pre-ordered it, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Like, why would I not buy it? I've already pre-ordered it. Of course, I pre-ordered it. I like BlazBlue. I mean, yeah, the dub thing was pissing me off, but you think I was gonna skip a game because it didn't have a dub in it? Hell no. I mean, yeah, I wish the sales hurt the game enough to make ARCSYS realize, but man, that was just wishful thinking, and that was just me wanting to give like a boot to ARCSYS. But hey, whatever. But anyway, later then it was My Natsume was announced for DLC, and I saw they showed her outfit off, and I was like, oh my god, it's disgusting. Like, granted, like, she was already had her serious variable heart until she was announced for DLC. I can't remember which came first. I can't remember if she was announced for DLC first or 9. No. I keep saying 9. Damn, my bad. I can't remember if My was released for DLC. These for DLC first or Variable Heart. I think Variable Heart was first, and then like her DLC came after that. I'm not Rebus Heart, my bad. Variable Heart, damn. And then, like, she was released. I bought her, like, for, like, $7.99. I was like, oh my god, dude. I forgot how much these DLC characters cost. Like, what the shit, ARCSYS? Why so... I'm not, like, I bought her. I told myself I was going to do it, but I told myself if any more DLC characters were coming for BlazBlue Central Fiction, I wasn't going to do it. That's why I don't have Jubei now. I did not buy Jubei. Plus, when he was released for Cross Tag Battle, I was like, why would I buy Jubei? I'm not paying $8 for Jubei. I'm glad he's here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not paying $8 for Jubei. Hell with that. So, like, the last bits of Central Fiction we saw is when Jubei was really announced for DLC. You get Central Fiction 2.0, you get the balance patch, got the new arcade opening, and then you got Cross Tag announced the same day. So, yeah, that was pretty much the nail in the coffin for Central Fiction in regards to updates. Honestly, I personally would have loved if they added more characters to Central Fiction because they had so much room to add more people. Trinity, how is she not playable? Kaizou or anyone else from like other, you know, other BlazBlue games? Like hell, you got more characters in freaking Remix / Variable Hard. They could have been playable, or X-Blaze or Bludge Experience. Like you had so much more room to put more characters in, and you just didn't. You know, they stopped on Jubei, which. Like, yay, Jubei's here, but that was a given, though. You know, Jubei was a given. He's been wanting to be playable since, like, BlazBlue came out in 2009. I mean, I wasn't as hyped as everyone else was because I was like, hey, fine, he's here, but, like, who else is coming? And then when Cross Tag was announced, it kind of put the nail in the coffin for, like, any more content coming to Central Fiction. Sucks, but, you know, that was, of course, that was going to happen. They were focusing most on Cross Tag. Central Fiction was more like, you know, hey, Jubei's out, patch is out. The end. But yeah, that was the story of Central Fiction. Honestly, it wasn't as long as Cross Tag's video because more Cross Tag, it had a lot more controversy attached to it. You know, Blake DLC, just DLC in general, dumb shit happening in the background, Evo, etc., etc. Central Fiction really wasn't that much. It was more like dub controversy more than anything, and you know, the game coming out and how close its arcade launch, its first trailer launch was to the North American launch to Chrome for Tasmanic. But yeah, that was in Central Fiction. Nice going down memory lane, even when there wasn't much to talk about. But yeah, Central Fiction is, it's hard to believe it's 4+ years old now. Like if it hits October this year, technically its launch trailer came out on July 12th, 2015. So technically, if it hits July 12, 2021, it'll be 6 years since this game was announced. Since Central Fiction was announced. Hot damn.